We are counting down the top 10 power forwards for this upcoming fantasy basketball season coming up next on Beat the Odds. Don't go anywhere. Hello, basketball fans, and welcome back to another episode of Beat the Odds. We are going to do the top 10 list for power forwards for this upcoming season. If you like this type of content, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell so that way you'll be notified whenever we drop an episode. As a reminder here, we are going to be looking at the top 10 power forwards for this season. We're looking at 9 category leagues, and of course, these are projections, which means this is how I think they are going to end up by the end of this current season. Let's jump into number 10. We have Paolo Banchero. Over the course of the season here last year, he posted 20 points per game with 6.9 rebounds and 3.7 assists, 1.2 threes, 0.8 steals, 0.5 blocks, 2.8 turnovers on 43% shooting from the field and 74% from the line. Now, Banchero is entering year 2. He's looking to build on his Rookie of the Year numbers from last season. He simply wasn't efficient here, ranking second to last in true shooting percentage amongst players who take 15 shots per game. I expect that, of course, to rise in year 2, along with his stocks. He will likely be a better target in points leagues this year, but he has the tools to make an impact in every single format. Let's go to number 9. We have Julius Randle, 25.1 points per game here over the course of the season here last season. Add that 10 rebounds per game and 4.1 assists, 2.8 threes, 0.6 steals, 0.3 blocks, 2.8 turnovers on 46% shooting from the field and 76% from the line. Randle is essentially Banchero's potential future comp. He's not super efficient, he's got good counting stats, and he's probably still better suited to points leagues, or leagues that of course don't factor in turnovers. Now, Randle should be able to command the power forward position while he's also going to be a facilitator in the Knicks offense. The fact that New York hasn't really changed much of their roster here over the course of this season, that should give Randle the ability to run back his numbers here from last year. To number 8 we go. We have Victor Wembanyama. Over the course of the season here last year in France, he posted 21.6 points per game with 10.4 rebounds, 2.4 assists, 1.4 threes, 0.7 steals, 3 blocks, 2.6 turnovers on 47% shooting from the field and 83% from the line. Now, I'm fully aware that I'm ranking Wembanyama on this list before he plays a single NBA regular season game, but I would remind you that it's simply a projection. If he stays healthy, he certainly will be a focal point of the Spurs offense, and his incredible length and athleticism should lead to gaudy defensive numbers as well. Let's move to number 7. We've got Lauri Markkanen. Over the course of the year here last year, he posted 25.6 points per game on 8.6 rebounds, 1.9 assists, 3 3-pointers, 0.6 steals, 0.6 blocks, 1.9 turnovers on 50% shooting from the field and 88% from the line. The reigning most improved player is no longer a secret, as he has been flying off the draft boards as early as the second round. He's not going to blow you away as a defender, but he will be a great source of 2010s while shooting efficiently from the court. Utah's addition of John Collins may squeeze some points out of Lauri Markkanen, but it shouldn't be too much of an issue, as you will likely see both of them up on the floor at the same time. Let's go to number 6. We have Pascal Siakam. Over the season here last year, he posted 24.2 points per game with 7.8 rebounds and 5.8 assists, 1.3 threes, 0.9 steals, 0.5 blocks, 2.4 turnovers, with 48% shooting from the field and 77% from the line. Siakam leads this list in assists, and with the departure of Van Vliet and the installation of Coach Darko's quick action offense, we should expect Pascal to assume an even larger role facilitating this offense. If he can average closer to 7 assists per night, we might see Siakam find his way within the top 20 players in the league this season. Let's go to number 5. We have Jaren Jackson Jr. Over the course of the year last year, he posted 18.6 points per game with 6.8 rebounds and 1 assist, 1.6 threes, 1 steal, 3 blocks, 1.7 turnovers, with 51% shooting from the field and 79% from the line. With Ja out until December, Triple J will be heavily featured in the Memphis offense to start the season. Pair that with his status as the reigning defensive player of the year, and you've got a fun player to own out of the gate. I'd expect 20 points per game to start the year, and then of course a regression once Ja returns. He still needs to pick up his rebounding, but he is going to, of course, give you plenty of blocks and steals. Let's move to number 4. We have Karl Anthony Towns. The year last year had him at 20.8 points per game with 8.1 rebounds, 4.8 assists, 2.1 threes, 0.7 steals, 0.6 blocks, 3 turnovers on 50% shooting from the field and 87% from the line. Now, I may be pushing it a bit with Cat at the number 4, but I'm a firm believer that this is the year that he's going to flourish on this team. Now that he's become accustomed to Gobert in the middle, and of course, once you add to that the attention that phenom Anthony Edwards is going to receive here this year, that should give Cat the opportunity to carve out a significant role as a playmaker and as a scorer this season. Over to number 3, we have Anthony Davis. Last year, he posted 25.9 points per game with 12.5 rebounds and 2.6 assists, 0.3 threes, 1.1 steals, 2 blocks, 2.2 turnovers, 56% shooting from the field, and 78% from the line. AD's upside is a clear top 5 player in the league. His downside, of course, is his health. He's averaged 44 games played over the last 3 seasons. It's going to be more difficult for him to take rest days as the league pays closer attention to load management this season. Personally, I would pray for 60 games played here this year, and if your prayers are answered, I would expect a top 10 return for Anthony Davis here this season. Let's go to number 2. We have Kevin Durant. Over the course of the year here last year, he posted 29.1 points per game with 6.7 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 threes, 0.7 steals, 1.4 blocks, 3.3 turnovers, 56% shooting from the field, and 92% from the line. KD shouldn't need to be on the court quite as much this season with the firepower surrounding him in Phoenix. That could lead to some more rest during games, which may lessen his risk of injury and potential rest days he may take over the course of the year. He is going to be in the conversation of the top 10 players as well, provided he logs some minutes, of course. Expect elite scoring from Kevin Durant when he's on the floor and elite percentages with ample contributions in pretty much every category. Now, before we get to the number 1 power forward here for fantasy basketball this season, we're going to take a look at some honorable mentions. The first one is Kristaps Porzingis. He posted 23.2 points per game last season with 8.4 rebounds, 2.7 assists. Then we have Zion Williamson with 26 points per game here last season, 7 rebounds and 4.6 assists. And finally, we have Evan Mobley with 16.2 points, 9 rebounds, and 2.8 assists. All right, it's time for our number 1 power forward here this season. It's going to be Giannis Antetokounmpo. Over the course of last year, he posted 31.1 points per game with 11.8 rebounds, 5.7 assists, 0.7 threes, 0.8 steals, 0.8 blocks, 3.9 turnovers, 55% shooting from the field, and 65% from the line. It seems like the first taste of the Dame Giannis duo has shown us a glimpse of what to expect this season. After the first half in Sunday's exhibition game against the Lakers, double teams came rushing towards Lillard, giving Giannis a sense of ease around the basket. If that holds this season, Giannis may end up with another MVP by season's end. And that's going to do it here for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like on the video and, of course, subscribe to the channel for more content like this. That's going to do it for us for now. I'm going to sign off, but I will catch you guys on the next episode.